Wow, and there's still some left in it. Okay, that is nuts.
So we should see in real time as he does this. See it changes in real time.
Oh yeah, as he's moving the leg there. All right, what is going on? Happy Saturday. ACPA OSM conference, Austin, Texas, 2024. They're getting the pump set up here for the pump rodeo. That'll be a separate video, but right now this is the one we want to get. They're going to do a setup here with the 47-meter Putzmeister with the new full flex short rig system. I believe they're calling it the ISA system. I will confirm that with people who know better than I do, but they're going to do a short rig setup with it here right now. Kevin Bros, one of the techs with Putzmeister America, one of the head tech guys. A wealth of knowledge with Putzmeister concrete products, concrete pumping products. I like this. They've moved back to larger outrigger feet. For a while they were getting the real small ones. I like the bigger foot. Spreads the load a lot better on the pads. What's the plan with this, Kevin?
Now we're starting to get a picture.
You just throw them out about yay far and then see where she goes?
Yeah, that'll tell you what you got then for operating range.
Oh, so it's giving you percentages.
So you've got an angle sensor on top of that leg right there.
So that's an angle sensor right in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a linear sensor in the outrigger.
Is that the one that's on a cable? It's a cable that comes in and out?
You take this cover off and look in there.
Yeah.
You can see it running. So it's measuring where that leg is all the time.
Ah, so it's infinitely variable.
Right. This is different than the old 47 leg. It's beefier. It's stronger legs, so it can take some load in the midpoint. Where the old ones were designed to take the load where the gusset.
So they've reinforced this the full length.
Yeah.
And the same for the outrigger box, I imagine, as well?
If you go around the front side, you can see this box has got a little more here and a little more around the front.
And this is just if you're not using the ISA system, is what that is for. That's the old school stages all the way in or all the way out. Not applicable with ISA.
9-meter has locks on the front leg, so you got like 2 positions that can lock in.
Oh, so there are intermediate positions. They're just black and white.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't go in between them. You go to that it'll click in, and then you can stop.
But honestly, with that machine, the front leg is short enough. Even having 2 or 3 options, I would think will be plenty anyhow, right?
I think so, yeah. Now, we gotta see. Alright, try and twist that other side up. See right on the remote, there's the level.
Ah, okay. So we need the green to be touching the X in the middle.
Yeah. Up there. And I gotta go up on the back corner on that side.
Oh, up on the other back corner? Yeah. Yeah, it's deceiving. This parking lot here is very off kilter, even though it doesn't look it in the photos.
Yeah.
You see like the pump set up for the pump rodeo there, the 47-meter Sani. The opposing side, the tires are actually off the ground. Just because of the off camber here. So I'm excited to see this. They're gonna do the partially extended working ranges with this, with the legs out as far as they are here. And it's gonna be mind-blowing from everything I've seen and heard. And researched, and researched, and researched some more.
computer is telling me I gotta bring that back corner up over there.
Now, how fussy is it?
Not too bad. You run the EOC on your machine? You're on with the EOC or not?
I do, unless we're on pumping really hard through a lot of system.
Yeah.
I find on the high end of the pressure scale, the EOC can wander a bit.
Boom strap.
Yeah, I really only don't use the EOC if I'm pumping really hard.
Yeah.
Or when I'm setting up early in the morning and I don't want to deal with the racket.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But aside from that, no, it is a great system. Especially most of our jobs, a lot of stopping and starting, a lot of delays.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have it automatically idle down.
Save a little fuel.
100% it does, yeah. Here we go. Do you have to dump the airbags with this system? Is that kind of critical or no?
Well, it depends on you can get your hopper lower and stuff that way.
So we're about halfway out in the front, on the front leg, and the back is 40%?
Yeah.
Ish?
I think of that.
And the green there is showing us how far we can boom out, and is full range out to that point. Is that how it works?
It's going to give you some distances once we get over here and start moving the boom out. I think. See, it's saying I got 32 meters there.
Oh.
And then as I go further, this number will change when I get in the middle of here, then I'll get further.
Now, is that 32 meters with the A-arm kept completely vertical? Is that how it calculates it?
It'll only let you do, it'll only let the arms go so far.
Oh, okay.
So it calculates angle sensors on each arm.
Yeah.
You can see that little brick in the middle there.
Yeah.
And so it says, okay, with them riggers like that, A arm can go this far. And it'll stop A, and then you can do B, C, D, E.
Oh, okay. Would it allow you to use the system with your A-arm more horizontal, just at a limited working range, or does it have to be vertical?
I think, no, it'll let it go down a certain amount.
Okay, you're just going to lose a lot of reach potential?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I start to go down with R1, it'll slow down and then stop when I reach my limit.
So right now it's telling you can go 35 meters.
Yeah.
Off the front end.
Yep.
And that's one stage out on this side, and on the other side we were not even one full stage. Close to it, but not quite one full stage. So that's got to be, I should have brought a tape measure. Right now we're probably 20 feet wide in the front. It's about 16 feet in the front. About 16 feet wide in the front. So it's 16 feet wide. It's going to let us go 35 meters horizontal. That is insane. Like our 38 meter in perspective is about 33 meters horizontal, full spread.
Yeah.
And that's like 21 feet wide in the front.
Yeah.
So with less spread, we're getting an extra 10, 11 feet of reach out of this thing. Wow. Now, I'm not always a fan of new technology, sensors, computers, and whatnot, but when they give you an advantage like this, I am all about it. This is a complete game changer, in my opinion. I know for us it would be.
Where you can reach far and you start swinging to where you can't reach, it stops the slewing until you configure in.
You know what every person's going to say watching this? What if the sensors fail?
Well, you'll have an active fault on here. Then you got to turn the ISA off and fully rake.
But it'll show right on the screen there before anything actually happens.
Yeah, if you have a fault on the sensor, it's gonna have all kinds of warnings right on your screen.
In worst case scenario, you turn it off and run it like a normal pump.
Right. Yeah.
Like we have for the last
forever.
For me, 25 years. Yeah. Did that drop to 34 meters because we lowered the A-arm that little bit? Is that what it is?
Arm 2 is out a little more, so we're getting a little more leverage out.
Okay. So you can change it in real time as long as you're not already at the limit.
Yeah. So what you're doing with the boom wheel to determine that, I used to just do that one. If I had kind of sketchy ground,
Yeah.
I would try and run with arm 1 and 2 back.
Same way, keep the weight back, yeah.
Keep it back.
Or run it like
Keep
a Z and keep the
leverage,
Z knuckle close to the ground,
Yeah.
just in case. Yeah.
Keep the leverage off the legs, you know. Yeah. And so this is just a computerized version of that, you know.
So really, if you're out on a job running this like a 32 meter, or like a 32 meter job, which is 28 meters of horizontal reach, you've got all kinds of flexibility as far as what you can do with your A-arm and everything else on this machine.
See, now I pulled arm 1 and 2 back up, 34 meters.
If you're doing something like an elevated deck where you're up on the 7th or 8th floor, those legs could be probably out like 3 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going up, just up and in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could set up pretty tight.
That's crazy. With 16 feet wide in the front, that's doing this on a machine this size. Yeah, that's nuts. And that's not even at the full reach capability, or even close to it, for this amount of outrigger deployment. So the question is, does this make a 38 meter pump obsolete? But then you could trickle down the line and say, does a 38 meter with this system make a 28 meter obsolete? Does a 28 meter with this system make a 20 obsolete? Right? I'm thinking a fleet with a 28, 38, 47, 56, all with this system would be very well rounded. There would be not much that you couldn't do in terms of setups. Yeah, this is awesome. What do you think, Dave? Do you know the stat we were talking about? It's somebody who's, I can't remember who it was, if it was you or maybe Eric Duker was explaining. The A-arm being vertical was responsible for, I think it was like 80% of potential outrigger load. It was something crazy.
If you really short, yes, absolutely.
So, a lot of that weight is in the A-arm, so having it vertical is huge.
Yeah, so you bring that A-arm vertical, then what you can do with short rigging it and then having the rest of the arms to get your reach.
Right.
It's tremendous.
Yeah, even at this, it's 16 feet wide in the front, and it's giving us 35 meters of horizontal, which is like a 38 meter horizontal is just under 33, and it's 21 feet wide. So you got less outrigger and more reach.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And would you say the bigger the machine, the more impressive the advantages of the ISA system are, just because it's got that added counterweight to it? Is that fair to say? The bigger and heavier the machine, there's more of an advantage?
Yeah, because of the additional boom and the truck itself, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see a 56 with this on it.
Me too.
Do you know where you can get one? Do you know a guy?
I think I do.
You know a guy.
Yes. Can I interest you in a 56? Soul flex.
I brought my rubber checkbook.
We can work out terms.
100-year financing. Perfect.
As you're getting into doing more and more of the short rigging, the emphasis also on being aware of what your soil conditions are, what your pad loads are, because you're bringing more concentrated load onto the feet.
So even though they're in closer, you're still going to see full loading potential on those outriggers. So so you still treat it as if it was boom flat out, outrigger all the way out.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't mean that you use less tonnage.
Yeah.
That's an important note for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to be focused on that aspect of it. That you're going to have high outrigger loads even though the boom's not flat out, because you're short rigging and now you're taking advantage of the amount of leverage that you have on the leg.
Right.
So you need to be aware of that.
And what are the safety redundancies in the system?
You would lose a sensor like on the boom. It's not going to know where the arm is, and it's going to automatically reduce where you can go with the boom.
Okay, so that is the safety safety net.
Yeah, so it's going to be monitoring those types of things, but because this isn't a system that's required to run all the time, that if you would run into an issue with any one of the components that you couldn't replace on the spot, then you can turn the system off and then take manual control of the machine.
Run it as we always have.
Yeah.
So this is wild. They've just handed me the remote control, and we're gonna put this thing into what they call the 0 position, which is outriggers all the way in, just drop the feet down, and we'll see how far out it can reach. I'm actually a little bit nervous. So strap her on and go, or what?
Absolutely, all yours.
All right.
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, so what do we want to do?
All right, so we'll power it up, so twist and pull your e-stop.
This one, twist and pull. Yep.
All right, so we have your power button that's here, so push one time. Fire it right up. As soon as she's booted up, that is also your e-stop clear.
Okay. As soon as she boots up, I'll hit that one more time.
Yep.
Okay.
We get our ramp up in RPM. Now we can throw it into boom control.
Which is...
The blue boom here.
Okay.
And then boom is ready to rock and roll.
And just fold her up now. We're going to fold her up.
Fold her up, and then we'll suck the outriggers in.
Beautiful. Okay, here we go. We'll fold her up, get her back in the cradle, and then do the 0 position, as they call it. We're going to do the outriggers straight on the asphalt, and then see how far out it'll boom. They call it the 0 position. That's the one I want to see. Why couldn't I have this pump in the rodeo?
Because we wanted to do stuff like this with it.
I know. I might not have not won. It's going good.
Ready for this?
I was just telling John, I wish I could have run this in the pump rodeo.
Oh yeah.
Eh? I wouldn't be sitting in 7th. Yeah, I know. It's a sad day. Yeah, coming from a guy that is not a fan of Ergo 2, this makes me so happy.
So now everything is in a banner menu, and each menu only has 3 selectable options.
Yeah.
The lesser used items are all housed in here. Things that you may change once, your lighting, your time of day, things you're just not going to use.
Well, the guys that ran Ergo 2 machines every day, you talk to them like, no, it's not bad, you get used to it, which I agree with. Not gonna lie, I mean, this is just playing around with a pump in a parking lot. But you know when you hop on a pump and it just feels right, it has a good feel? This machine has a very good feel to it. It could be love. Okay.
Outrigger on the remote.
Outrigger on the remote.
Now we can run outrigger.
Okay. And we're going 0 position here, which means all the way in.
All the way in.
Yep.
What we'll do is we'll stop just short of the deck.
So we don't hurt the snap locks.
Just so we're not hurting snap locks, decks, things
right.
like that.
Yeah, we've done that before with the block of steel here. If you leave it all the way in, and you put load on it, you can come up and bend the snap lock. So for that reason, we'll kick it out enough to clear the decks. For all intents and purposes, the outriggers will be all the way in. This is the one I'm excited about, the 0 position.
Good man.
The one I've only ever seen on the internet.
All right, go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dave, I might need you to hold my hand while I do it. It's a little unnerving, I'm not gonna lie.
Jacob Thorne, give this man a huge round of applause. He made it all.
You heard the man, 0. What? But Captain, but yeah.
We should see in real time. See it changes in real time.
Oh yeah, as he's moving the leg there. Give the people 0. They want 0. Give them 0. Yeah, give them what they want.
Now again, this is an arbitrary setting.
Yeah, so you actually could go in tighter than that if you wanted to.
Go in as tight as you want. Just all we're trying to do is clear decks.
Yeah. If we're gonna boom off that side, can we actually bring that one in a little bit just to really get the visual on it on the working side? Yeah, I really want the visual to hit hard as close as we can. Yeah, perfect. So where are we at now then?
All right, so you can see what we can do, right? So we're gonna have to go up we're gonna open 1 and 2.
Okay, 1 and 2 straight up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And I just do that manually, right, just like I normally would? Okay. Anyone wondering about the tires off the ground, this parking lot is very deceiving. It's actually got a pretty good slope to it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty nervous about this. You see it in my face? Yeah. So you're figuring 1-2 straight up, and then it's gonna let us do pretty much what we want with 3, 4, 5.
Let's go look at the EGD and see what it is. Probably have to go up 3 and 4 as well.
Okay.
So it's probably going to limit us to just the 6 section.
Okay.
We might get lucky and get 4 out.
Okay. 4 now, say we were pouring something at grade, not on an elevated deck, would it still give us reach, just not nearly as much?
Yes.
Okay. So we could still do that simulation with the hose at grade level, how far out we're going to get. We're just not going to get that far.
That's correct. So some of the distance that they will give you is not at grade level.
Okay.
Right.
But I think, like in our application, the common scenario for this is going to be downtown Vancouver, single lane closure. We're pouring a deck on level 7 or 8 is really where we're going to use this. So it's not going to be because our 28 meter, which we don't have, I'd love to have one, but because our 28 meter is running late, and we're going to send this out to cover for a 28 at a 28 meter price, because everybody knows it sucks doing that. I hate doing that. I know it happens. It's unavoidable at times, but man, oh man, I don't like it. I feel like I need to stand really close by these guys when I do this. I wasn't kidding about the hand holding. So John, you're thinking section 3 straight up too?
Go vertical with, all the way with 2.
Okay.
So it's not going to let you do anything that it doesn't want to do.
Okay.
Right?
And then you just kick out with 4 and 5 and see what it kind of lets me do?
So what I would do is I would go with 3.
Yeah.
And see if it'll let you slew.
Okay.
If it doesn't, then you have to go vertical with 3
okay.
as well, right? So you'll do that each section at a time.
Okay, so should I kick 3 out right now then and then slew? Is that the recommendation? Yes. Okay. So it's telling me right now we can reach 19 meters. So it's giving me 19 in that position there. 19 meters.
So you'll see it's gonna slow you down and stop.
Ah, okay. So it just stopped me.
Yep.
Okay, so what should I do now? What's my next play here?
So your next play is vertical with 3.
Okay, vertical with 3.
You see what it did? So instead of giving you a hard stop at that limit, it slows it down and eases into that limit.
Okay, so I'll come back a little bit.
May have to slew back over the hump.
Yeah, okay. Which if you're going up on a deck and the pump's right beside it, you're going to set up that way anyhow.
Finish. Here in a moment, we will run down his bio just one more time. Refresh your memory of John Cranston.
That's counting down.
It's basically counting down.
Oh, how much?
Yeah, and you'll see it turn red. That's when it's going to slow you down and then ease you to a stop.
Okay. So I'll stop it a little bit short, and I'm curious to see what it lets me do with that tip section.
So the countdown's going again. So you're seeing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's where it stopped me. Which is interesting though, because it's nowhere near 19 meters. Or where is the 19 is, I guess, off the bat.
Yes, that's max reach.
Ah, yeah, okay, so okay.
That would be here.
So really, you don't want to be 0. You want to get out 4 or 5
Yeah. So
feet
remember,
really...
we're fully flexible, right? So it used to be where it had to go in a specific position. Now you get as much as you can, right?
Right.
So
right.
let's say let's say in this position, you had a couple more foot of outrigger that you can put out. The more you go out, the more this range opens.
Right, okay, so that's why we're so limited off the side. The 19 is the back.
The more we were to go out with these rear outriggers, this quote-unquote 18 meters would be further out here, theoretically.
Right.
Same with off the front of the truck. This would be further out here. And this would also open up as well.
But yeah, if I'm just reaching up onto a deck or something,
we would never really be doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah, the situations are next to nil, right? I'm curious with everything folded back up in this position, would it even let me lift the second and kick the tip section out to reach like 20 feet off the side?
Yeah,
it probably wouldn't, right? Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm assuming if we went out with 4, we can do what we want with 5 at that point. Pretty
okay.
close to do what we want with 5.
Yeah, so to really get some good functionality out of it, we should be throwing the riggers out even just like 3 or 4 feet. That was just kind of a test to see what we get with them, you know, at 0. Which is still pretty cool. But I do like that. It's very non-intrusive the way it limits you. It slows you down gradually and gives you a countdown, so there's no surprises. You can definitely see it's coming. So I'm gonna fold this up and see if they'll let me kick the legs out about 3 or 4 feet and give it one more go. Okay, so we're gonna do one more simulation here, and I think this is gonna be the common one. 47 meter pump setting up where we normally put a 38 meter pump. So we're going to, we'll pace off where we want to put these legs, and a 47 meter pump, or sorry, 38 meter pump in the rear is about 2.5 paces. Each pace 3 feet, 6 feet, right where the cone is. Right where the cone is about where 38 sits. And I think this front outrigger, or front cone, is probably right there too. One, 2, and a bit, yeah, okay. Okay, it's our 38 meter, 47 meter pump. So it's telling us we're gonna have 42 meters off the back corner. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I think for a lot of people, this will be kind of the common position. Yeah. This exact spread is what I would predict. Mike, we got her set up exactly the spread of a 38 meter on the working side right now.
Fully extended on the left side, operator side?
Not fully extended, but we'll get good reach.
Halfway on the front, so just a single stage. Set up here, is that what you're doing?
So we're trying to mimic 38 on the working range side. So as I slew that 42 number in real time, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've missed 1 second of our championship rounds, boy, you have missed some great axe throwing, a couple of other fun things.
Significantly different.
Yeah, so that is the position. That's where we'll use this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little break here while the guys do the pump rodeo. This is actually the finalist in the pump rodeo. So I do not want to be infringing on their airspace. And then once they're done, I will stretch this boom out. But I think the top 3 guys, that might be John Franson there. I think he's the final contestant. So this is big time stuff. This is for $1,000 cash, all the dough on the line. So okay, rodeo is complete. Now we'll take a run at this. Let's see what we can do. See how far this thing will reach. Now, like those World Cup sailing, could you hang off that outrigger a little bit just in case?
I don't know. It's coming. Another special thing, our friends at Containment Pro for helping us out with a little bit of mess earlier. Product is amazing. Giving away hats and all sorts of things all day long. Containment Pro, thank you so very much. Results are coming.
So that's pretty cool. I think I can actually go a lot further too.
This will probably pretty much give it away here, but let's get into second place with a score of 136. That is going to be John. Ladies and gentlemen, your first place winner with a score of 137, Jacob Bourne. Ricky Sandy, T.Y., Gary Brown, and everybody else. We'll see you back out here at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so now we've come down to 32 meters reach in this position. So let's simulate an elevated deck. I think that's a pretty good scenario here.
Ice cream is still open before we close this event out. So if you like to get another ice cream, put it in your pocket, save it for later.
Okay, this is where it gets a little bit nutty.
2 minutes, I'll be back at 6.
Wow. Really?
Thank you, Gary. Yes, sir. I'm delighted. You guys are always amazing. Thank all of our sponsors out there, and they will make it easy on me.
Okay, what's it gonna let me do here? Wow, and there's still some left in it. Okay, that is nuts. That would be like your 4th story deck. Same spread as a 38 meter in the front. Flat out. And it's still got some left. I'm just not gonna go any further because we've got pedestrians and we're not walking by on the path here. But come on. Yeah, this is a game changer for the work that we do. This is unreal. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna fold this thing up. To summarize, unfreaking believable. The first couple positions there I was kind of whatever, but this one with the outriggers kind of halfway out, this is the one. Man, oh man. Yeah, this is I'm not gonna say it's something that everybody needs, but it's something that we need. Damn right. Unbelievable. Huge thanks to Putzmeister for letting me play around with this like this today. I've had a good hour and a half here to play around with this toy and familiarize myself with it somewhat. So the system is called ISA. The pedestal upgrades are called Full Flex. The two incorporate together to give you this unbelievable working range. And I'm gonna say it's a pretty darn simple system too. They've done a really good job of simplifying it, making it very non-intrusive. I don't just want one, I want 3. Actually, I want 4. 28, 38, 47, 56. Call it a fleet. Things are busy enough. We had enough operators. each one of those units times 2. Anyhow, you know how it goes. In a very special video here. Till next time, keep on pumping. Over and out.